This is the English Literature Web by Prof.L.B. Gayakawad. I am Prof.L.B. Gayakawad talking on the concept of the register in language. This is the third part of the register. What is actually register? We have seen in the last lectures in the two parts. Now this is the third part, and in this third part we will see the remaining part of the register. The writers have been very much creative in using their dialects. What is the point? There are the writers, and these writers are very much creative in using their creative language. And when they use their creative language, they use their creative dialects. Dialects means the types of languages, means different type of languages. Some writers use the rural languages, some writers use the industrial languages, some writers use the medical languages, scientific languages, or some writers use the common language of the workers. Means in this way there are many creative dialects by the writers, or we can say they have the different type of registers and the style of writing. But in their family life, when these writers are present with their family members, means in their family life, they have been too much informal, means they use the informal language with their sons and daughters, or with their wives. Means they have also the same I will say registers. Means when they write their poems, their literature, they use the creative or different type of register. Means they use their register as per their literary sense, means as per their business. But when these writers are in the family, they use their language very informal with their family members, or with their relatives, or with their friends. And the second point is that we need register to account for what people do with their own language. So we need the registers. Why do we need the registers? We need the register to account for, or to understand for, what people are doing with their own languages. Means how people use their own languages. To understand this, we need a register, because we are the researchers, we are the students, and so we want the information, or we want the knowledge, and that's why we need the register to account for what people do with their own languages, or how people use their languages. To understand this thing, we need the register. So what is the need of the register? This thing just we explain. We need the register because we want to understand the matters of different registers, or how different people use their registers. To understand all these things, we need the register. So the register means a type of language which has various situations to use. Means there are many situations, and many situations are used there. That's why register is a type of language for using the various situations. There are many differences in the registers of language. Means there are many differences in the registers of language. Means the language is there are the registers, and in those registers, or in the register of language, there are many differences, because we saw that the doctor has the different register, the police has the different register, the farmer has the different register, the writer has the different register, like this. For example, again we will see a sport commentary is greater and distinctive than the school lesson. Now see, the best example we have taken for discussion is that there is the cricket commentary. That cricket commentary is very greater or very difficult or very versatile in comparison with the school lesson. School lesson means what? When the teacher is teaching in the class, that is called the school lesson. That school lesson is not more higher than the commentary of the cricket. That is the point. And the church service is quite different and distinct as per the language rules. Now see, when we speak our common language, that common language is without rules and regulations. But when we go into the church and when we discuss about our God's prayer, that church service, that church prayer is very different and very distinctive as per the language issue or as per the language rules. And the next example is that the announcement and apologies have also the distinct registers or dialect. What is the point? The announcement and the apologies. The announcements are very different because the announcements are made only for attracting people, for impressing people. If the announcement is easy, so people will not be impressed, and that's why announcement and apologies. Apology is there because we have to say for excuse, we have to say for forgiveness, so it should be also very different, and then people will forgive us. So that is the point, that the announcement and apologies have also the distinct registers or dialect. This register fixes the choice of language. Remember, the point is that the register fixes the choice of language. Yes, if the boy wants to become a doctor, he uses the register of the medical. So this register fixes the choice of the language. For example, the announcement written on the toothpaste. The announcement written on the toothpaste is just right for cleaning false tooth. What is the announcement? The announcement is just right for cleaning false teeth. This is the announcement. It means our teeth are not really false. It means our teeth are not really false. But the use of this wrong register creates humor. But the use of this wrong register creates humor. So here this register has created the humor only for this thing, that the customer should be attracted or should be impressed, and that's why this is the style of the register which is used in the announcement. Register and dialects differ from each other. It means that there is the difference between the register and the dialect also. The register is the style according to the profession. Means the register is the style according to the profession. It means that if the doctor is there, as per his business, that is his register. And dialect is the speech of an individual group. Individual group means if the individual group is there, so if Telugu group is there, that is means if the Telugu group of people is there, that group speaks the particular dialect, that is called the dialect. But the register is the style according to the profession. Means the doctor uses his language, that is the register, and the Telugu group of people is talking language, that is the dialect. That is the point. So there is the difference between the register and the dialect. Words and phrases help us to know the register easily, and if we want to learn the register easily, the words and phrases help us to know the register easily. In advertisement, we have the words of advertisement, and these words in the advertisement are very miraculous because the advertiser wants to attract his people. In newspapers also, there are the news in register, means it is very clear that the newspapers have their different registers and the advertisements have their different registers. And in the prescription of the doctors, means when the doctors gives the medical prescriptions to the patients, that is also very different. In this way, we have the tablets, or we have the capsules, or from the doctors, or the doctor tells us that take 2 tablespoons, or take 2 tablets, or take 2 capsules in the day. Like this, he can give us the prescription of that medicine. In this way, there are the different types of the register. Then free kick shows the register of football. Free kick shows the register of the football. So here today we have finished the notion of the register. In the next period, or in the next lecture, we will see the next concept of any subject. Today here I am Professor L.B. Gayakawad. I stop here. I will again request you to share, to like, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.